so small before. So these are a glass sponge. Is a glass sponge, and it's in the family Euplectellidae, and it is a stalked euplectellid in the genus Bolosoma. And that's wild. It looks just, the form is basically identical to the larger adult forms.
So it looks like it's hiding, maybe not hiding, but it's on this protected area. Thank you, pilot. Oh, that is a wee thing, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's 2 or 3 centimeters across, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
So there are things settling on the rocks. They're just not, oh, look at this.
Oh, yeah, what do we got here?
Are they barnacles? Interesting. Oh yeah, I think they are barnacles. Oh wait, no. Huh. Yeah. That's interesting. It looks like they are little round pods made up of sedimentary material, sort of adhered together. This could be a foram, or it could be a sponge, perhaps. They're quite small, but they seem to be comparable in size to the little textures on the surface, but not barnacles as I thought. Maybe something a little more unusual. Interesting. Okay, thank you, pilot. Yeah. Yeah, some kind of mystery, Chris.
The tunicates or whatever they
I'm
were?
not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what they were. Forams, tunicates, something. Had a hole in the center, but they didn't look tunicate-y to me.
Yeah, I was trying to get a little bit of clarification on when we've got shoreside speaking and how we can just do a quick note to the pilot without interrupting. And I've been doing it wrong, and so I apologize to you on shoreside if we've interrupted you in there. And Roland was hopefully telling me how to do it correctly, which I'll try to do. And it's mostly, again, oh, that is a big barnacle. I wonder if we could get that white thing down there. There he is.
Glad to hear you say that, Chris. I was send you a message about how to communicate to the pilots without actually talking over shoreside. And I just wanted to let you know that shoreside, we apparently have lost video, so I don't know if you can still see us in the chat room. We can hear you on the telecom, but there's multiple reports that the video is gone.
Copy, shoreside. We'll investigate. We're still streaming here.
wow. Huh.
Yeah, so these are these giant barnacles that we, according to Bob Van Sciak, who's now retired, but he was at the California Academy of Sciences, identified as Archaeobalanidae and in the genus Chirona, most likely, possibly even Chirona amaryllis. But they're kind of, you don't see them everywhere, and they're just enormous. You don't see these kind of barnacles except on whales or something like that. I mean, big barnacles.
Chris, I can't see the video, but are these stocked barnacles?
No, they aren't.
The pedunculate form?
No, these are balanoids.
They are not?
Yeah, these are not.
Okay, thank you.
And the base of this thing is somewhere about 6 centimeters across or so. So it's a barnacle. Yeah, Dave's going to take a peek down the hole. Oftentimes these aren't out, so that doesn't mean it's dead just because he didn't see the animal. We actually collected one of these on a Hurl submersible dive. And
Another cusk eel in the background there.
oh, there is?
Yeah, see it?
Or, oh, yeah, maybe.
Might even be the other one we just saw following us.
Well, maybe a quick look at the barnacle, and then we can see if we can get that fish. Oh, there's the fish, yeah.
Oh, no, it's not a cusk eel.
Yeah.
It is.
It's an eel, though.
It's an eel.
You were half right.
It is anguilliform. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like the valves covering the opening have shut, but that suggests it's still alive at least.
Yeah, so how did we collect one of these many years ago? And that's how Bob Van Sciak was actually able to come up with an ID. Very difficultly. It came in pieces, but it turns out in all of the pieces that we kind of grabbed for him, it had oral plates that were diagnostic for it.
Right.
But it did not look like that when it came
The
up.
architecture, right, well, actually that's one of the useful things for barnacle taxonomists. They can look at the architecture of the plates and the shapes of the plates, and those are diagnostic for a lot of these groups, especially at this depth and for this kind of thing, because acorn barnacles are really not very common in the deep sea. They're, as far as I know, something we more associate with shallow water faunas.
We're good for... no,
Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
It's unusual, but
I was
we're
telling
just,
stories, that's all. A kind of weird little mound of lava here or something on the top.
That's nice. It's got all these critters growing on it.
Yeah, it's got more of these primnoids, the Norellas that we saw earlier on. So that fish, I'm pretty sure, was an eel in the family Synaptobranchidae, or the cutthroat eels. They have a very distinctive look to them, but I'm not sure I could go any further than that with the quick look we had, but they are fairly common, so we'll probably encounter another one. Sure. Yeah.
Shoreside, just checking to verify you guys can still hear us okay?
Yes, we can still hear you, Roland. Still no video streaming.
Copy. We're trying to get in contact with shore.
All right.
To switch our
Okay.
phone connection. Stand by. I want to make sure it's still there.
Where is he?
Copy that.
Ah, he's near the bottom. I got him now. Okay.
We're now on the
Good eyes.
alternate line. Audio still good?
And the chase is on.
Shoreside, you still copy Okeanos?
Yes, we still copy you, Roland.
Okay.
We are chasing an eel right now, and I think it's winning. Yeah, he got away from you. No, that's okay. Some of them actually found out what the length of your tether is. Yeah. That one we'll hear at dinner time maybe. All right, we might have a bigger, is that just a sponge? Perhaps, yeah, it could be just a dead sponge, but. Yep, dead sponge. Oh, there's a fish to the left? Okay.
There's all kinds of fish
You
today.
know, yeah. It is. This.
Ooh, does it have a parasite? Parasites are great. Oh, no, just reflection or some kind of bump.
All right, so this is definitely a cutthroat eel in the family Synepha.
Shoreside FYI, URI is rebooting systems back on shore to address the issue.
I'm sorry, Roland, I didn't hear.
Just an FYI, they are rebooting the systems back at URI in order to address the video issue.
Copy that, thank you.
No. They've lost everything.
Chris, there's a bolosoma, a small one.
Sorry.
Oh.
I was taking a peek at eels in the Okeanos gallery here because I could clearly see the origin of the dorsal fin on that one, which is one of the diagnostic characters. So I'm just going to leave it as the family, but I think some of the fish guys will be able to possibly come to a genus based on that imagery you got, Dave, no matter how momentary it was. You had a really nice perspective there. I think we should be describing a little bit about what we're seeing until the video's back. We're going over some sort of plate-like formations right now that's mixed in with boulders and cobbles and sediment in between. They're kind of flattened, dome-like sort of topographic structures. There are clear pillows here, at least I would interpret them as pillows. In the area, there are pillows, what I'm talking about is pillow lava. And comes out once it erupts in very deep sort of cold water, it comes out sort of looking like toothpaste until it solidifies and forms these long sort of tubular structures. We're looking at a shrimp now. And I think we'll leave it as shrimp. It could have been a Plesionica or Plesiopeneus, but we couldn't quite get a good enough view. He was moving fast. And dead stock. Oh, starfish!
Oh!
Yeah.
This is probably, I think it's the same kind, though. Yeah, let's...
And he's going to get a closer look.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Please.
You think he's sleeping? I mean, he's sort of laying on one of these pillows.
Oh!
That was so stupid.
Oh, Chris.
All right, we need an ID here.
Yeah,
as you
this
study
is the same as. Let's zoom in a little bit more if we can. But I think this is the same thing as the other star that we saw. Yeah, that's yes. They are males and females in most cases, but only they know the difference.
There's a polychaete or something under that left raised section on the rocks.
One in the left race.
Huh.
Where are you looking?
Under the main body.
The main body? Roland has spotted a polychaete worm. Where you do?
Yeah, it's right underneath it to the left. Yeah, there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm happy with
Sort of full
this.
screen
Yeah.
and laser
I'll tell you this much,
after.
Chris. If we see one of these at like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, and we haven't collected anything yet, we're getting one.
Okay, sure. Well, Shoreside can't see anything right now to make any requests. So if we see another one of these, maybe you ought to just go ahead and.
Yeah.
We're not seeing a lot of other collection options, at least at the moment.
Fish.
There's a fish.
Wow.
That's a nice size one. It's another Synapha eel. It's a different one than we just saw a moment ago.
Going away from me.
And pretty good broadside view of that one.
Partial zoom.
There's a bolosoma for you, Chris. There's one right underneath.
Oh, yeah, there is.
It's interesting. They're all small.
Yeah, they are. They don't see any mature colonies at all. I don't know what that means. But what we're looking at is the dorsal fin, as you know, Dave, after seeing gazillions of these.
Pulling
And
out.
that was a tough one. So, but I think
Full
the
high.
experts can
Nice job, Dave.
figure that one out. Okay, we're on the move again. We're getting more fish than anything else here today, aren't we? Except for those primnoid corals.
And, of course, this fantastic
And the
Goniasterid.
fantastic Goniasterid. Yeah, we got one sea star. We've got, two different types of fish.
Yeah, well, we've been seeing some interesting sort of anecdotal types of the barnacle, the we passed up. We've been seeing those sort of brown anthomastus colonies, the cusk, and then we've been seeing a fair balance of fish to invertebrates today. That's interesting.
Thought there was a sponge there in the background. I was going to suggest a look, but it's not. It was an illusion. We're still looking at a lot of pillow lava formations and mounds. And you were saying what?
Oh, no, I was just going to say all of the little sand pools are the type that give us optical illusions when you're looking out across the field.
Yeah. So we're waiting a little bit, catch up for the other vehicles, and Dave is doing a scan. The pilot Dave is doing a scan around here looking for other targets, but it's pretty sparse right now. Not a whole lot of animals here. It's a little surprising since we're close to the summit. Animals being sessile invertebrates, filter feeding animals.
There's a little swimming white thing to the left. Maybe a polychaete.
Junk. That's not it. Yeah. Yeah, and one thing we could ask Scott. Scott, are you seeing any video yet, by any chance?
No, Chris, the video has not started, and I'm periodically reloading just to make sure it's not a browser issue. Roland did say that they were rebooting the system at URI.
So, Scott, we're not seeing a whole lot of stuff. What would you prefer? Would you prefer he try to hunt for little tiny things, or would you prefer we try to make tracks over this kind of barren stretch in hopes of finding richer hunting grounds?
Yeah, so I guess I would vote for making tracks, trying to get higher up onto the summit. I see your depth is approximately 1231 right now, and I do not recall what the estimated summit depth is. Do you remember?
No, I don't remember. It was 1,100.
All right, so
Yeah.
basically we still have higher to go. So yeah, let's make some tracks and see what happens as we get up a little higher.
Assume you copied that, pilot. I guess it's best use of time as we scoot across the bottom, and then of course we could stop if we see something that's zoomable. Yeah. Great, thank you.
Oh, what's that to the right? Something almost kind of pinkish.
Be a little shrimp, I think.
Maybe. Oh, it's a little squat lobster.
Squat lobster. Yep.
Maybe it belongs to that little coral that was over on the right.
So this could be a Munidopsis. It's got pretty robust claws on him. Or is it really a squat lobster? Is it or whether it's a regular crab? It's hard to tell.
And I think there was a very small coral or some kind of branching colony over to the right. It was white and fuzzy. Yeah, there it is.
Another long-legged shrimp.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a boring coral. It's just a bamboo. Yeah. That was for your benefit, Scott.
Yeah, that was really mean.
Sorry. This is a very small bamboo. Chris spotted it. It's a young one. You probably count how many polyps are on it, which looks like maybe about 20 or 30 max. I'm pretty sure it's a bamboo. It looks like it, but I'm not. It could be a corallid, actually. I'm going to change. Can we get any closer on this? I mean, okay, going to move it. It could definitely be a really small hemicorallium.
Wow, so I found something.
Yeah.
Other than a starfish. That
Other
was
than a star. Well, you got that you got that baby bolosoma, remember,
That's
too.
true.
That was good.
So, if we're seeing a lot of small things, that's interesting.
Yeah. How to interpret that is.
Yes, it's dangerous, but
Yeah.
tempting.
Yeah, I saw basically a white skeleton and sort of pink polyps. That's why I immediately went to bamboo until we got a little bit
I didn't see
better
any
look at it.
internodes, but
No, I didn't either. Yeah, this is a hemicorallium.
oh wow.
This is Nearlauense, I think, is what we're calling this genus. You can actually see worm tubes. You can see kind of this little grooving on the main stem here. That's characteristic.
And we've even got a nice amphiurid ophiuroid down. AMPHIURD. Down on the left of it. But it's got some very nice feeding tentacles extended. It's probably a good idea to also get a proper size measurement on this, since a lot of the colonial animals we've been seeing are fairly small. So lasers at first opportunity. So this is maybe, what, 10, not even 10 centimeters long.
Yeah, it's tiny.
Neat.
Yeah. Well, that was a good stop. We had an interesting passenger jump aboard. So we're on the move here, Scott, again. We see a few more primnoids in the distance here, but not very many. Mostly it's just sort of a sea of pillow lavas, manganese-crusted pillow lavas, it looks like to me. We're going to pass by two
of these Narella colonies with the brittle star, or the ophiuroids in them.
Something next to the one on the left, and I'm not. Yeah.
Maybe another one of these hemicorallium colonies.
What is that? And Chris, I think you are right. You are on a roll today. Oh my goodness.
I had tea instead of coffee for breakfast. It makes a world of difference.
So we have a Narella, what I was calling a Narella dichotoma, and at the very base, almost on the base, but not quite, is another very small but bushier hemicorallium. So that was good. Another Narella dichotoma. And
what's this? Oh, it's some kind of sea pen in the sandbar down there.
where do you see? Oh yeah, sure.
Right.
Could we? Yeah. Oops,
Oh, it's a hydroid. Excuse me.
I don't know. Let's get a closer look. It could. Yeah, you might. You are right. Sorry, you're absolutely. Oh, I shouldn't even question you today.
So this is the same type of animal you might observe in a pool of water at home in a freshwater pond, except much bigger. This is a hydroid. I'm not sure which type, but it's a single animal, very large. You can see the feeding tentacles arranged around the edge, and then I guess another central set of tentacles around the feeding tube in the middle. Sometimes these have, oh yeah, here we go. You can see these in shallow water marine habitats as well, and when you do, they often have amphipods living commensally around the mouth. And so I think that's what you're seeing here, is there's a little orange crustacean that's living right below that sort of rose-colored structure where the mouth is located.
So I'm going to take a stab at this. It's one of two things, but I think it most closely fits the Corymorphidae, one of the members of sort of solitary hydrozoans. Oh, and those of you who can't see this, at least for Scott and some others who are very familiar with these type of animals, now he has a mental picture at least of what we're looking at. This is sort of a pinkish texture. And the way you actually can differentiate some of these is by the mouth parts there, but that of course is hard to see. But I think science is good whenever video is good.
Yes, and thank you for that
Thank you.
quick backing up.
Okay, it's that time of day where we're going to start doing some change-outs for lunch. So Chris has just taken off to get a bite first, and then he'll be back in a bit. And pilot, we can get a snap zoom right there where the lasers were. I think it's another hemicorallium, but and yes, it is. They keep getting slight. Oh, look at this right in front here. Okay. So we have a tube anemone, and it's in the group called Cereanthides. This is one that we've seen before with definitely a sort of a white sediment-covered tube, which is what gives it their name. And the actual polyp part is sort of a dark red. And I don't think we've really gone very far in identifying these things. But I'm going to look up in our tube anemone gallery and see if anything has changed. Nope, Cereantheria is the best we can do on this beast. Yeah, so the Cereanthids have sort of this outer ring of larger tentacles, and then right around their mouths, they've got a second set of smaller, finer tentacles as well, and that's one of the ways that you can identify them as Cereanthids. Hydrozoans have this kind of arrangement as well, so sometimes you can get a little confused, but this clearly has a tube, and it's a tube anemone. Yeah, so a great shot of that one. Thank you very much. And then there was a pink coral behind it, which is what, yeah, well, I'm glad you did, because that's a first record of a tube anemone. That was something new. Yeah, a quick zoom, because, yeah, it's hemicorallium again, so that'll work. Finding greater, more interesting hunting grounds. They're out there somewhere. Like this one, maybe we could take a quick look at this. It's dead, but it was a vase sponge when it was alive. Could have been something called Dictyalis. It's a vase-shaped euplectellid. But it's dead. We normally don't annotate the dead ones. So Nicola has headed down to grab a bite to eat, and we got Matt Dornbach, who's sitting in the chair next to me. Odd rock formation here. So Levi, as you get settled in, the ROV is naturally swinging over to the right there, and I don't know if it's possible to get an image of that white blob on the boulder. But I'm pretty sure this is going to be a glass sponge. This will be a different type than we've seen all day. And it may very well be something related to what we collected on the second dive. Kind of this leafy, lettucey type of texture. There's a possibility it's going to have some commensal anemones, so we're going to take maybe a little bit of a close look at it. So this one has got the live parts are white. It's got a mixture of dead parts, and there's creatures inside of it that we can see very clearly. Looks like 2 shrimp to me. Now I believe this is in the family Euretidae, and it's a hard, brittle sponge. I think it is different than the one that we actually collected, but it's one that we have seen, I think, in other locations. And it could possibly be in the genus Heterorhitae. Maybe some of these branching forams that are growing on the sections of the sponge that have died. Is there any chance of looking at that sponge on the other side of the boulder before we leave this spot? And also, yeah, I did not. Okay. Oh, there is a sea star on the sponge, of course, because Chris left and went. Although he has an inhibited sea star observations today. Yeah, this is, I think this sponge is in the genus, it's a glass sponge, I think it's in the genus Tritopleura. Again, a fairly common genus at these depths. Yes, it is, and it's got a sea star on it, and hard to tell if the sea star is eating it or not. And I'm not going to hazard a guess on this star. Could be, if it's a Goniasterid, it's in that family. I know that much. All right. Okay, that was a nice little stop. Got a bunch of different animals there. And I wonder if we could take a look at that little pink coral on the side of the, I think it's a hemicorallium again. Yeah, it is. I think we've seen this before. Yeah, yep, that's it. We've seen this before. Hemicorallium again. And another one, yeah. They're tiny, whole lot of these little tiny coralliids. Not a whole lot, but there's at least a few. They're down here. This community just needs to incubate for a few hundred years, and there's something in the crack there. Yeah. Ah, okay, it's one of these anemone crabs. Yeah. So this is, I think, Parapagurus species. Have we got somebody online, or did somebody bail from the telecom?
Hi guys, this is Interspace Center Watch calling. Just wanted to inform you that we are not receiving I2 feeds, and just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware.
Yeah, we're aware. Thank you very much for that, and they are working on it. Seems to be a shoreside problem, if I understood Roland properly.
Yeah, that is shoreside,
Okay,
actually
sure.
calling in.
Oh, it is shoreside, I see. Okay.
Yep, Roland, we're aware that Brian is trying to get in contact with the NOC. So we're standing
Sure,
by.
maybe one more Zoom, Levi, or pilot.
Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, this is actually helpful. I think I'm wrong. I think this is a homolid crab, a true crab. That's called possibly Lomoha.
So,
And he's carrying an anemone, and I'm going to double check that ID. Yeah, I think it is.
Also had a barnacle in that same shot.
Okay, we're on the move, and there's a medium-sized anemone in front of us here, and we're going to go take a look at it. And could be in the family Hormathiidae. I think it is, as he's sort of rotating around and getting a nice view of the stalk of it. So we are getting a few more animals, but still very scattered and sparse. Yep, so this is an anemone in the family Hormathiidae. I'm not sure we can go to genus. The only one we know in this group that's been confirmed is Philiactis, and I'm not sure it's this one. This is something that we've gotten some help with from Michelle Rodriguez and Nadia Samarian in Kamchatka. And it's got this very horny texture on the stalk, which is very distinctive of the Hormathiids, and it's got a little clear zone underneath the tentacles, and that's pretty much a giveaway that it's in this family. Yeah, good size anemone. It's over 10 centimeters in height from base to tentacles. Okay, we're on the move again. Where do you see that, Matt? Didn't see there was a primnoid that went off screen there. Yeah, the one that we've imaged a few times today. All right, so pilot, are we in a position for a little bit of a stop? Because that rock just to the right of the laser sure would make a second and final great rock. It's very angular. Yeah, and it looks like it's right at the base of this sort of pillow mound. Is that too big, or is that a possible? That would be a great rock. There's got to be basalt in that one. Thank you. Oh, sorry, I was muted. Thank you, Emily, for informing me. I don't know how long I've been muted. Not very long, I think. So we are going to try to go for our second geologic sample here. We've stopped, and there's a beautiful angular rock that it's at the bottom of sort of a pillow mound field. And let's see if it wiggles, hopefully. It does. It moves. That's fantastic. So we're trying to take advantage of the fact that we're having a video issue with shore, and this is a really nice rock for rock people. I think it is. And he's got it in the claw. This is a nice size rock, and we're going to be putting this, yeah, I would say, yeah, M encrusted rock. Yeah, that's what we've been doing with all of these. So not, yeah. So we're now checking the rock out, looking for small commensals that might be collected that are attached to the rock. So far, I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, no. So well, how about that little thing there, right on the right? Yeah, we could maybe something, that orange thing. Yeah, that guy. Not much. Never mind. Sorry. Yep, thank you. So it doesn't look like it has any commensals on it. This is being placed right now in the starboard rock box. Great. It is in the box. Thank you very much.
Ooh, looks like we've got a brittle star.
You got it? You got an X here. You got to get rid of that right at the end of Geo. Whoops. Hey, can we stay in place here for a second? We're trying to grab the collection data. Thank you. Yeah, we're just gonna. Oh, that should be the format. Let's try, is it EX or? Let's try that. Then leave the EX off, see if that's the issue. I'm sorry, we're still getting used to this. Yeah. Sorry, it's we're having trouble punching in the sample ID here. Oh, okay, so I didn't. All right, we're good. Thank you. Thank you. We can move on. Appreciate it.
So, this is Chris Ma, back from lunch. I offer to my colleague Chris Kelly a suggestion for the lemon cookies at lunch because they were outstanding.
All right, then I'm going for it right now.
Let's slime star, please.
Almost sort of a pillow mound field. And let's see if it wiggles, hopefully. Ah, it does. It moves. That's fantastic. So we're trying to take advantage of the fact that we're having a video issue with shore. And this is a really nice rock for rock people. I think it is. And he's got it in the claw. This is a nice size rock. And we're going to be putting this, yeah, I would say, yeah, M encrusted rock. Yeah, that's what we've been doing with all of these. So not. Yeah, so we're now checking the rock out, looking for small commensals that might have almost sort of a pillow mound field. And let's see if it wiggles, hopefully. Ah, it does. It moves. That's fantastic. So we're trying to take advantage of the fact that we're having a video issue with shore. And this is a really nice rock for rock people. I think it is. And he's got it in the claw. This is a nice size rock. And we're going to be putting this, yeah, I would say, yeah, M encrusted rock. Yeah, that's what we've been doing with all of these. So not. Yeah, so we're now checking the rock out, looking for small commensals that might have. Great. It is in the box. Thank you very much.
Ooh, looks like we've got a brittle star.
You got it? You got an X here. You got. Great. It is in the box. Thank you very much.
Ooh, looks like we've got a brittle star.
You got it? You got an X here. You got.
Yes. So, today, as I predicted, lots and lots of starfish action. And so, unlike yesterday where I walked away and starfish all showed up, today I've come back and they're out to greet me. So this is a sea star called Hymenaster. The name is based on aster for star and hymen for membrane, and that's because the surface of this animal is a soft, sort of very thin, literally a membrane, and that's only the beginning of it, because the entire surface is kind of a fake circus tent that covers the actual surface of the animal, which is just below it. And so these are called slime stars because these are able to open this central hole that is on the top of the disc and project mucus out as a defense mechanism. And this is how first-hand experience with the deep sea was crucial in understanding this particular aspect, because years ago this one was collected by the Pisces 5 submersible by Hurl, and I was physically examining it in the bio box, and it produced a prolific amount of slime while I was doing so. There's just a lovely picture of it that I have floating around Twitter someplace. So what you're seeing on the edge of each of these arm tips are the tube feet, and in many sea stars these tube feet are used to sort of a sensory apparatus. They're trying to sort of smell and feel their way around the substratum. We don't really know a lot about Hymenaster, but they occur all around the world, from the Arctic to the Antarctic, mostly in cold water habitats. Some of these are really unusual looking. We saw one the other day where the body wall was almost completely transparent, and in this case as well, the skeleton of this animal is very reduced to very sort of bare bones, if you will, skeletal elements projecting off of the inside. And we're looking at some just beautiful close-ups here of the surface texture of what's called the supradorsal membrane. That is, again, that sort of circus tent extra covering over the actual surface of the animal. These vary across different species. This one is kind of pillowy and kind of bumpy, whereas others are more smooth and in some cases just very sort of soft and just sort of gelatinous in texture. Oh. And as a double treat, we have another animal off to the side, not an echinoderm, but another animal with sort of an interesting appearance, similar to one of the animals that I study. So this one looks like, oh, of course. So this is a sea whip. And this is a deep sea animal called Umbellula, and this is a very characteristic species at this depth. You can see that there are 8 feeding tentacles, which makes it an octocoral, which is the same type of group of coral as what we've been seeing. And then there's that central mouth in each polyp. The tentacles feed presumably by catching food out of the water currents and moving them to the mouth, where they feed the entire colony. This entire animal is basically kind of a colonial form. This is, if we scroll down and see the holdfast, the bottom of this long stalk, which is slightly obscured by the rock, unfortunately, these are actually anchored in the sediment by kind of a holdfast, a structure that holds it to the sediment.